Take a look at these streets. According to archaeological records, this is the true appearance of London before 1666, a city built entirely of wood and recklessness. At this very location, more than 13,000 houses stood tightly packed together, forming a massive tinderbox just waiting to be ignited. But before fire reduced everything to ashes, London had already been forced to confront an invisible enemy, the Great Plague. What if I told you that 17th century paintings are not static images at all, but frozen frames of a lost film? Today, I'll use AI to unlock them. You'll see that the River Thames was never truly still. It was a highway crowded with corpses, while sparks of fire spread relentlessly through the city. My AI collaborator has completed simulations of 21 different lighting and physical effects to recreate the Great Fire of London in 1666 in its most devastating form. Do you want to see history with your own eyes, or experience it through artificial intelligence? Come with us. The journey through time begins now. Phase 1. The height of prosperity. Spring 1665. Stay here with me for a moment, right beside me on this wooden boat. Look ahead. Do you see those sails? We are standing in the middle of the busiest highway on the planet in the spring of 1665. I want you to look at the River Thames right now. It is not just water, it is a lifeline. Thousands of ships from distant colonies crowd together here, carrying the scents of spices, silks, and an endless flow of wealth pouring into the city. Can you hear the calls of the merchants along the docks? That is the heartbeat of a British Empire at the height of its rise. Now follow me as we step onto the shore. Do you see it? The streets here are impossibly narrow. Look up above us. Those tall Tudor timber houses are leaning outward, each upper floor jutting over the one below, turning the street into a vast wooden tunnel around us. The spring sunlight barely reaches the ground, slipping through only as faint streaks of light touching the muddy cobblestones beneath our feet. Everything feels cramped, overwhelming, loud. But can you feel it? That's life. London at this moment is like a coiled spring, tightly compressing the energy of 500,000 people. And there, look toward the horizon. Do you see that immense structure with its razor-sharp spires? That is the old St. Paul's Cathedral. I know you're searching for the iconic dome of modern London, but in this era, it doesn't exist yet. The St. Paul's we are seeing is a proud Gothic masterpiece standing firm for more than 600 years. You see it now. The London we're standing in feels unbreakable. Too large, too wealthy, too alive to ever fall. But look closer into the dark corners of those narrow alleys. Even at the very height of its prosperity, something invisible and terrifying has already begun to emerge. But look again. Do you feel the air growing heavier? The chatter and laughter we heard just moments ago are suddenly replaced by an uncanny silence. Phase 2. The shadow of the plague. Summer-autumn 1665. The golden light of spring gives way to the suffocating oppressive heat of the summer of 1665. And right here in the cramped alleys we just walked through, the silent killer begins knocking on doors one by one. The radiant London you and I have just witnessed is about to transform into a vast city-sized grave. Follow me, but be careful. Do not touch anything. We are stepping into the darkest days of the Great Plague. The heat of the summer of 1665 is nothing like we might imagine. It is stifling, heavy, thick, with an indescribable stench rising from the open sewage channels. The streets that only weeks ago were packed with people now stand eerily empty. You stop in front of a dark wooden house. Do you see that bright red cross painted on the door, and the crude words written beneath it, "Lord, have mercy upon us"? When that door is nailed shut from the outside, it is more than a quarantine order. It becomes a death sentence for everyone trapped inside. Do you hear that? No more merchant calls, no more clatter of horse-drawn carts. Only the tapping of guards' staffs, and from time to time the muffled cries drifting from shuttered windows. London, the center of power we just admired, now shrinks under an invisible terror. From the mist, a shadow emerges. A plague doctor with his long-beaked mask and soulless dark lenses. The beak is stuffed with herbs meant to filter what people called the miasma. In the darkness of the 17th century, they looked more like angels of death than saviors. Week by week, the death toll leaps from hundreds to thousands. You and I stand in a city where death hangs in every breath, in every wisp of mist. The Thames still flows, but the ships no longer dock. London is no longer a city, it has become a vast open-air tomb. But you know this pain is not yet the end. As London collapses under the weight of disease, as carts still creak beneath piles of the dead, a single spark ignites in the darkness inside a bakery on Pudding Lane. I have to get you out of here now, because another fury is coming, redder, fiercer, and it is about to consume everything this city has left. Phase 3. The Purge of Fire. September 1666. Look on the horizon at Pudding Lane. From a single spark in Farriner's bakery, the sky over London has turned into a sea of fire. Can you hear the crackling of dry timber? After a long summer drought, the cramped Tudor houses we just walked through have become perfect kindling. Watch how the flames dance from roof to roof. The narrow streets we once admired as a charming labyrinth have now become perfect pathways for this blazing monster. The east wind blows fiercely, driving the sea of fire through the streets like a scalding flood. Look towards St. Paul's, the spiritual heart of the city we just admired. It's melting. Do you see the shimmering molten streams running down from the rooftops? That's lead. Tons of lead on the cathedral roof, heated until it melts, turning the surrounding streets into rivers of scorching metal. Don't stand too close to the river. The heat here could singe your clothes. Look at the people desperately piling everything they have left onto boats. In the blaze that lights up the sky, all that London built over centuries, its wealth symbols of power, priceless libraries turns to ashes in less than 4 days and nights. But you know, even in this moment of devastation, the fire is performing a cruel task. It is burning away the last remnants of the Great Plague hidden in the dark alleys. London is being erased, yet at the same time it is being purified in the most agonizing way. Look back at the city one last time through this gray smoke. The London we knew is gone. Only piles of ash and crumbling walls remain. But don't turn away yet, because I want to show you the most remarkable thing. Stand here with me amidst the ruins, and witness how London shed its old skin and transformed into a global superpower. Phase 4. Rebirth and the Vision of Christopher Wren. Look down at your feet. All that remains are charred timbers and crumbling stone walls. Champs de homes have vanished. 87 churches lie in ruins. Do you hear this silence? It is no longer the deadly quiet of plague, but the stillness of a blank page waiting for an artist to sketch the future. And there, standing in the empty square, is Christopher Wren. I want you to notice his eyes. While everyone else sees loss, he sees opportunity. Wren and the architects of his time made a decision London would never burn like this again. Watch as our AI brings this vision to life. Do you see it? The narrow alleys, once a feast for fire and plague, have been replaced by wide avenues. Brick instead of timber. Stone instead of straw. London is shedding its old skin right before our eyes. The medieval shell has fallen away, revealing the framework of a modern city, safer, brighter, and more magnificent. And here it is, the greatest highlight. Look up the dome of the new St. Paul's Cathedral. No longer the dark Gothic spires, it now stands as a symbol of rebirth, rising proudly into the London sky. We stand beneath one of humanity's greatest achievements, a testament to how strongly people can rise from the ashes. Ancient London fades, merging into the modern city with its skyscrapers, yet St. Paul's Cathedral remains steadfast in its place. History is not just a lesson in suffering, It is a testament to resilience. London died in 1665 only to be reborn far greater in the years that followed. You see, the London we've just walked through is not merely a collection of numbers or dry textbook events. It is a lesson in resilience. The ashes of 1666 were not the end. They were a brutal purification, forcing people to change, to think differently, and to build a stronger future. Those wide avenues, solid brick walls, and magnificent domes, all were born from the pain and profound loss of 1665. Thank you for accompanying me on this journey through fire and plague. I hope that when we stand before the ruins of the past, we see not only the suffering, but also the vision and the fierce will to live of those who came before us. If you enjoyed today's AI time travel journey, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so we can explore more historical lands together. I am a time traveler, and this was London 1665. See you on the next journey.